They've been tagged in a few challenges or collaborations, whatever you want to call them. I'm a little bit behind, so I need to really start getting going on them. Number 1 from Red Duchess Farm. I'm quite behind on that one. It was a few weeks ago now, which was 5 seeds I'm excited to grow, or looking forward to grow, something like that. Another one is Welcome to Chickenlandia, which is the dancing one, which that'll be soon. Yeah, I have a plan. Hi chickies! One of the hens normally lays in there. There's nothing there today. Yeah, darling. There's a chicken in the barn. So I thought, whilst I'm walking around, checking for eggs, checking the animals. Hi girls! Chickens! Chickens! So I thought, as I'm having a quick wander around, I may as well do a catch up. What I'm going to do right now, because I can do it whilst I'm walking around, here comes from Alternative Smallholding, from Jazz. They're a lovely family. They have a daughter who's 7, called Rue, and she likes to help doing videos. And this one is why are YouTube? So, okay, while I'm walking around the farm, checking for eggs, because the hens have 10 barns, which they free range around, and they put eggs wherever they like. We've just taken 2 out from the lambs. Just checking the hay barn. Obi's checking. Good to follow him, because when he finds eggs, he picks them up and runs off with them to play with them and breaks them. Silly animal. So, 5 reasons why I YouTube. This place is beautiful. I like sharing things. Not personal information. Trust me, those of you who think you know personal information about me, you don't. Not a lot, if any. But this place is beautiful. And I don't want to hide it all to myself. You know, there's stunning views. It's 100 acres, there's 10 barns. It's amazing. And I have a lot to share. And when I lived down south in Sussex, south of England, I always had children or teenagers, or even some adults, that would come. They'd spend time with the horses, they'd spend time with the dog, because we only had Gonzo at the time. They'd just share it. I never wanted anything for it. I just like making people happy. So, number 1, I want other people to be able to share it. And if you can't be here in person, this is the next best thing. You're welcome to come and visit in person. We have lots of camping space. Number 2. This is a big adventure for me. As I've said a few times now, I am not a good gardener by any means, but I like to try. And I just sort of think that if I do actually, if I'm making videos about it, I have to do it. You're probably not going to gain any useful gardening tips from me, I don't know. Reason number 3, I'm learning, and I love learning. And when I find something interesting, I like to think that other people will find something interesting. You know, there is a general saying that if you find something interesting, somebody else will. You're not going to be the only person on the planet. So, I quite like sharing these things. But I'm learning a lot about the local flora and fauna. Oh, I can hear the stream. local flora and fauna. I'm learning how to grow things in a very different environment, because we are in the Highlands of Scotland, and I mean, despite today being t-shirt weather, yesterday being t-shirt weather, the day before being t-shirt weather, and we're in February, this isn't really how it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be lots of snow and lots of cold, but this is just a bit random at the moment. So yes, while I'm learning things, the videos are so other people can learn and learn with me, but also so I can look back on my videos and I can be reminded of what I've learned, such as starting to learn about lichens. And okay, I only really know the names of 2 of them and the medicinal purposes of 2 of them, but I know 2 now that I didn't know a couple of weeks ago. I think actually having it as a diary for everything does help me. I am notorious for planting things, thinking I'll label that later, and then I forget. So I don't label it. I mean, I've been doing this for years. It's ridiculous. I have a really, really good memory, but unfortunately I rely on that a little bit too much at times. I'm just going to climb up this slope because I've never actually climbed up here before. Whew, lots of daffodils. Oh, some of these have been flowering a couple of days. I wonder if this was a muck heap. So yes, a diary of what I do, what I find, and how things are changing on the farm whilst we're here. In these few sheep here, they're not mine, they're my neighbours'. That's one of my fields though. And when these sheep first went in the autumn, this was just completely just rushes, and they've already grazed this half that's closest to me to the point that the rushes aren't growing, and that's one of the things that we actually want to change here. So it's changing the landscape, and I want to diarise all of that and diarise the fun things that we have, you know, such as the lambs being born, trees that I don't know they are, and then they suddenly come into bloom and I find out what type of tree it is, and some of them are edibles that I had no idea about. So that's reason number 4 to be a diary. I actually love writing, but not typing. I can write for days and days on end. That's the forestry land up there. I can write for days on end with pen and paper. You sit me in front of a computer and after about 6 words I'm bored. Let's see. Come on, dogs. Number 5, the last reason. And I'm aware that this reason is the same as what several other people have said, or along the same lines. But it's the truth. I suffer with depression and anxiety. It came from a bad experience when I lived down south with a very, very, very bad neighbour. Come on, dogs, you're not going to log in today. And then from there, of course, finding out I have fibromyalgia, which also, for no apparent reason, will just dump you into depression and anxiety. And these aren't good. By the way, in here are actually some raspberry canes. Raspberries growing in there. So, depression and anxiety. It's very isolated up here. I could, in theory, go for months without seeing another person. But then other times, all the neighbours have come up, sort of all in one day, to just say hello, because they were driving past and just popped in. But, you know, you are incredibly isolated here. And it's nice to actually have interaction with people. And the good thing about doing it on YouTube And I know this may sound silly, but the good thing about interacting with people on YouTube, not in person, is it's so much easier. If somebody is horrible to you, you just delete them, they're gone. Doesn't matter. And of course we know that generally the trolls, as you call them, the people who cause problems on YouTube channels, science has proven and psychology has proven that they are just incredibly lonely people who crave acceptance. And you know, when you think of it like that, it's just so much easier. I end up feeling sorry for them. It's ridiculous. But to me, it's interaction without problems. You know, it's interaction where I don't get somebody trying to pin me up in the barn, up against the wall in the barn, and, you know, screaming down my face. And I like this. I like this interaction. It's really good. And when my depression's bad, my fibromyalgia's bad. Last week I did a live video. I just felt so down. I felt there was no reason for it. I know it was my fibromyalgia just twinging the depression bit in my head. And I did a live video, and I was only expecting a couple of minutes to say, look, sorry, I'm not doing videos, this is why. But it turned into about 35 minutes of conversation that it was so much fun, and it was nice, and it was really uplifting. And it absolutely lifted my spirits to the point of I then went out after we'd finished and I started doing things around the farm. So there's that. Number 5 is, you guys are brilliant. You're amazing. You give me an uplift, and anybody who has it in their brain to try and put somebody down, you know, who has a video up, it's the saddest life of all. If that's the only way you can get acceptance, is to be abusive to people, and then the other people who are abusive accept you because you're abusive to people, they're not people I want to deal with, and I feel so sorry for them. So yeah, number 5. It does help my depression, it helps my anxiety. It gets me back on track, it gets me back outside. To be honest, if I wasn't doing a YouTube channel, I probably wouldn't have done half the things that I've done. And I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that some of you have an interest in what I do and want to follow along. I don't care if it's because you love the scenery. I don't care if it's because you love the animals. I don't care if you think this whole thing would be better if I'm not in it. Just keep my mouth shut and show the scenery and animals. I don't know. But giving me a purpose to get up and go out and do something, it's uplifting for me. It's fantastic. I really appreciate you guys coming along, watching. I do read your comments. I don't always reply straight away. Sometimes I completely forget and don't reply at all. But I do appreciate it. And I hope you know that. Geese. That's the inner farm gate. You're not supposed to go beyond that. Oh well, whatever your reason is for following us. Thank you.